Win the incredible Steigercraft, Evinrude, Lowrance Grand Prize Boat Package, and more in the Fisherman's 2018 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Get the details at thefisherman.com.
I'm Jim Hutchinson with the Fisherman magazine here at ICAST this week, where we're getting a sneak view, a little sneak peek at some of the stuff that's upcoming later on in 2018, of course, starting out in 2019. Of course, a lot of folks have been asking me about this sucker here. Can't wait to tell you about the Penn Spin Fisher 6. But more on that a little bit later on. First, got to tell you, down here it's hot. Orlando hot. Like wear the heat and humidity like a jacket kind of hot. Of course, back home, you should expect to get all kinds of fish now that I'm gone. But back home, it's not as hot as it was last week. Of course, last week, the heat drove scores of people to the beaches. Thousands upon thousands of people going to the Jersey Shore to cool off last week. It did about the same thing with the Fluke as well, because they were driven into deeper, cooler water. In fact, if we start from the north, we're finding out that the Raritan Bay bite is on. You can start looking at places like Ambrose Channel. I know Kat Korth let me know she was on the Dorothy B again last week. Once again, she hit a pool on one of those trips last week. So again, some of those fish are coming out from the deeper water. David Paul Daniels got his very first Fluke ever. Not too bad, 6.7 pounds while fishing with John J. Booth. They were at Garden State South. So it's definitely time to start looking into that structure fishing, some of that reef structure. Like many folks out last week in that dead air, Gary Adair, he told me there wasn't much drift, even at the reef sites in some of that deeper water. So you want to be prepared for all the conditions that might greet you. In fact, he said it was Kirsten Holliday here, who, Halloway, she ended up as the high hook on that day's trip. They went light, even in 65 feet of water. 1 ounce magic tail bucktails got the job done out there, and they were casting around. Again, even if you're offshore, be prepared to cast around and get through some of that dead wind. Now, many boats in South Jersey, too, the party boats out of Cape May and the Ocean City Fishing Center here, also looking towards the structure. So you can start thinking about the Ocean City Reef, maybe the Old Grounds, Cape May Reef as well. There are some fish in the backwater in some of those back bays, but they are being driven to some of that deeper water because of the heat. Of course, we do have good news on the reef front this week. South Jersey reef sites in federal waters in particular will be pot-free on August 8th. Yes, Axel Carlson was already freed, and Sandy Hook was already freed. But the Mid-Atlantic Council, Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission, and finally, NOAA Fisheries established that SMZ, Special Management Zone status. So that long and contentious pots off the reef debate is finally over. Hey, if you're heading into some of those South Jersey reef sites this weekend, you might consider a tournament. Our tournament news this week, of course, you've got the Duke of Fluke, the 25th annual Duke of Fluke out of Sterling Harbor Bait and Tackle is always a biggie. You can call Kathy for information about that Saturday tournament, 609-729-1425. Farther to the north, you've got out of Absecon, the Absecon Saltwater Sportsman's Club will host their Roy Kerstetter Fluke Wikis and Blues in that tournament. Call 609-748-8208. And of course, on the Raritan, if you're looking for those big structured doormats, you've got the Sandy Hook Bay Anglers having their 37th annual Fluke tournament, July 14th and 15th out of Atlantic Highlands Municipal Harbor. Go check out sandyhookbayanglers.com. On the offshore report, talked to some people here from Jersey who are saying they've been getting out this week even despite the swells. But the offshore forecast, Hudson to Baltimore, looking much improved by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. Of course, we've had a big swell the past several days and that passing glance of that offshore system. But before the weekend, the bluefin were very accommodating before the weather. Big eye and yellowfin reports are on the uptick as well. Rounding out the action for South Jersey and Delaware, for all of Jersey Shore, you've got those sea bass. They're rounding out the bag limits, of course. Porgies on the structure up on the northern fishing grounds. And of course, down South Jersey, if you're looking for structured fishing, you could try some of those sheep's head in the back. Again, fluke and kingfish in the summer surf, taking light bucktails, jig heads with gulp. Now, I've seen some new bucktails here. I know the folks here at Berkeley have a brand new bucktail. I want to check that out. Of course, we've got the Spin Fisher 6. A lot of great reels. Everybody's been asking about some of these reels, the Tsunami Salt X as well. I'm going to go see if I can find some more stuff from Penn. But right now, I got to have you check out. Toby and I have down here all week. We're going to introduce you to some of the new stuff we're finding down here in Orlando next.
Here we are in Orlando, Florida, ICAST 2018. We got the new product showcase tonight. Get a chance to check out the latest, greatest, newest products from everyone here attending the show. So let's take a walk inside and see what they've got.
And not just inside either. All this great new tackle, we had an opportunity to use some of it in the heat of Orlando outside. But of course, you'll have that opportunity too in the next couple of months. But in the next several weeks, maybe a couple of months, every Thursday we're going to premiere a brand new product that we found here at ICAST over the summer. So every Thursday, in addition to your video forecast, whether you watch New England or New York or the New Jersey, Delaware Bay edition, look for that brand new product feature, because there's so much stuff here at ICAST and so much that's in store for you guys coming out later in 2018 and also at the beginning of 2019. But I've got a busy night. I've got to go play with some more tackle, so we'll see you again soon at thefisherman.com.
Win the incredible Steigercraft, Evinrude, Loran's Grand Prize Boat Package, and more in the Fisherman's 2018 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Get the details at thefisherman.com.